Welcome to Getting the Tea with Dr. G, where we put the U in TU for all future Golden Tigers. Our guest today is Dr. Albert Russell, Assistant Provost of Student Matters and Associate Chemistry Professor here at Tuskegee University. Welcome to the table, Dr. Russell.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're so very welcome. Dr. Russell and I are from the same hometown, and it's such a pleasure to have him here, and he's such a great asset to the university. Even though he does not teach freshman chemistry, I can call on him at any time to help our students who may need a little extra help. So on behalf of our student body, I appreciate your flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're here today to talk about academic affairs. Many students think that college is the 13th grade. What can you tell our students about the distinction in high school classes versus college classes?
So there's a huge distinction. Number one, I think the level of rigor is different. Number two, I think that the instructors are less lenient. And number three, every class is going to be structured differently. So it is not the 13th grade. It's a totally different ball game, and you have to be willing to step up your level of excellence and your work ethic in order to survive.
And I remember telling some of the students coming in here the difference between doing homework and between studying for tests, where in high school, if you had a test fifth period, you may be able to study for it in second period. And maybe take a minute to explain to students about how some of the grading works, where you may only have one test for an entire semester. So how that doesn't work with the studying.
It doesn't. And I always encourage my students to start studying at least 3 weeks ahead of the exam. So once you know the date, and that way you're not marathon studying, you're studying in small blocks, right? Instead of trying to study for 12 hours straight, you're studying a little bit every day over those 3 weeks, and it helps. There's a method called the study cycle that I have in all of my syllabi, and all of my students know about it, because cramming does not work. And I look at cramming does not work.
It does not work. It is
the absolute worst method of studying as a college student. You can't survive like that.
Of all the students that say, I may have failed all semester, but I'm going to bust an A on the exam, it's never, this does not work, huh?
It doesn't work,
right? So, you mentioned a syllabi. Can you tell us a little bit about what a syllabus is?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's your roadmap to any course that you're taking. It'll have all the test dates. It'll have the grading scheme. It'll have the textbook. It'll have the requirements for the class, everything in it. Most students don't read the syllabus, but successful students do. Because when you need to know something about that class, students always ask for a study guide. You're going to give me a study guide. The syllabus is the study guide, because every lecture, the schedule for every lecture, and the content is all broken down in the syllabus, or at least it should be. So every class should have one, and if you don't get a syllabus from an instructor, request it.
So all of this talk about college classes, how do I know which classes I have to take for my particular major?
So every major has what's called a curriculum balance sheet. You can find that on the website for your particular department, which is housed under your college. So if you're in Arts and Sciences, you will go to Arts and Sciences website, and then you'll find your department, and you can find your curriculum balance sheet there. But it's your roadmap to graduation.
Great news to have. So once a student commits to Tuskegee University and they pay their enrollment fee, will they be allowed to create their own schedule based upon this curriculum guide sheet?
Well, first semester freshmen do not create their own schedules. Your schedule will be created by your academic advisor or your department chair. And then you can expect to see that schedule sometime late June, early July.
Well, what if I took AP, IB, or dual enrollment courses? How do I ensure that I receive credit for those courses prior to my schedule being made for Tuskegee?
Okay, so your AP classes, you need to take and pass the AP exam with a 3 or higher. For your IB or dual enrollment courses, you just need to make sure you have proof that you completed them, and also have that information sent to our office of the registrar so they can input those credits for you.
Dr. Russell, we have some students who want to change their major or double major or choose a minor. How does that process work here at Tuskegee University?
It's absolutely allowed. Many students do dual majors, many students do minors. All of that is going to originate in your department with a conversation with you, your advisor, and your department chair. But also, you'll have to take any of those documents can be found in the registrar's office. So if you want to change your major, you can find that document in the office of the registrar. If you You want to do a double major or a minor, you do the same thing, but the conversation will originate in your department with your chair and your advisor.
Any final advice that you have for our incoming students or their families as we prepare to bring them on board as a future Golden Tiger?
Sure. So my number one piece of advice is to always attend class, right? Never miss class if you can help it. I did a rough calculation. Missing one class, one 3-credit course costs you $40. 3 of those classes, that's $120. 6 of those classes is $240. So make sure you go to class, because you don't just want to be here, you want to be present.
Thank you for joining us here at Getting the T with Dr. G, where we put the U in TU for all future Golden Tigers. If you have any additional questions for Dr. Russell or myself, please email us at the content shown on the screen. And remember, it's a great day to be a Golden Tiger. Get ready to take flight, because your journey to greatness starts here.